What's up, guys? It's Oblivious Gamer here. And, well, this video is going to be my impressions after playing Synduality Echo of Ada, which currently, at the time that I'm making the video, is having a closed beta test. Personally, I've been very skeptic about this game, even after watching footage and stuff, because I was like, I need to play this to get a feel, to get an idea of the game. And after playing it, to be honest, I think it's an alright game. Like, it's not bad. Like, my expectations were much lower to what this was gonna be, but I think it's alright. The thing, though, is, after playing it, I think there's two factors that are gonna be very important if this game is gonna succeed or not. Particularly more the second factor that I will talk later in the video. The other one I feel is just how many people get the game. Because in presentation, this game is described as a sci-fi third-person shooter. There's mechs. Who doesn't love mechs? You're able to pilot your mech. You're able to build it up. You have your own AI companion, which you can design and create however you want. So people were like, oh, it looks interesting. I think there's also like an anime that comes with this game, or not that comes with the game, but like there's an anime that kind of goes along with, I don't know how much of the story because I haven't watched the anime at all, but it's kind of like a multimedia project that they're doing. I think it's called like Synduality Noir or something like that. The first factor, which I think that's why I'm saying depending on how popular this becomes, is I don't know how many people are going to like the genre because yes, it's a third-person shooter with mechs, but this through and through as far as I've played is an extraction game. And I think there's people that enjoy extraction games, but then there's people that just don't like them. For me, it's a mixed bag. It's a 50-50 if I'm going to like it or not. It depends how long it gets me hooked. This game is a pure extraction game. There's a time limit that you have, because that's the battery that your mech is able to operate. You're gonna go in, depending on what you're gonna do, you're gonna have to collect specific items or hunt specific enemies. There's a limit to how much weight you can carry. Any items that you take with you, if you die, they're gone. And then after you complete your mission, or whenever you feel like, okay, I want to go out, you have to extract out. So that's, I think, gonna be the biggest thing, is will people like it as an extraction game? Because so far from what I played, from what I understand, it's through and through an extraction game. Could there be story parts? I guess that's how they're gonna do it. I don't particularly know. Now, in the game, your mech, which is called the Cradle, basically you are this individual in a world of Amasia, and basically you're gonna get your own Magus, which is like this AI that helps you out, and you become a drifter, who your whole role is to collect like rare resources. For example, AO crystals. So you're a drifter, you have your AI companion, which is called a Magus, and then your mech is called a Cradle Coffin. It's an armored vehicle that you use for your expedition, and the whole point is get those AO crystals. When the game starts, you will be able to customize your Magus. There's a lot of customization that you can do, and not just visual customization with how the character looks, how the character dress, but also how they engage in the extraction part of the game, how they can help you out. So far, I don't know if they're going to add more, but so far there's like different specializations that the Magus can do. The Magus can be a defense, can be an anti-cradle one, can be an anti-ender one, and the enders are like the aliens or whatever that you're going to be fighting. And Cradles are, like I said, the mechs. So this is the other thing with the game. You're going to share the space with other players, so you can encounter other players. They have specialization, and each specialization has like something that they're good at. At the same time, they also have stuff that they're not good at. It's gonna be a choice of like how you wanna your AI companion to help you out, depending on what you wanna do. There's also, you'll be able to change it out, so don't feel discouraged that like you're stuck with one thing. You can change it, and also you can change the looks. Then you get your Cradle Coffin, or your mech. From there, it's just a tutorial. You're gonna be third-person shooter through and through. You're able to boost, you're able to jump. The biggest thing is most of the time engagements are gonna be using your ranged weapons. You can carry 2. You do have access to some melee attacks, and your Magus does have an ability that can help you out in combat depending on what specialization you choose. It can be an offensive ability, like or a defensive ability. Your Magus also does help you look for AO crystals. They can detect it. So there's a lot of stuff that they can do while playing. I think the game is pretty straightforward, and what you can do and how it works, it's very easy to understand. as you progress, the way that the game will work is you are part of like an association and they keep sending you like requests or missions, and it's like attack 3 enders or collect this 3 of these things, and you collect them, you get paid in money or resources, and that's kind of the gist. The other thing that the Kratos are going to have is the way that they kind of like limit in how long are you going to be is each Kratos has like a battery, and that's like the amount of time that you can be in doing the mission. So for example, like you can have like 24 minutes, 16 minutes. You can carry a battery repair, so you can extend your time. But again, remember, you are stuck with how much weight you can carry, so there's a limit to how much batteries you'll be able to carry. The other thing with the environment is you will have your health bar, but also you have a armor. And the armor, so far from what I've seen, basically works when it rains. So this world has like this acid rain, and what it does is as it rains on top of you, the armor's gonna be depleting. You have 2 options. Either you try to get out of the area that it's raining, or you can like hide in like buildings and stuff to get protected from the rain. At the same time, your weapons and other gear can get affected by the rain. Then there's the other aspect of the game where you will have like a base, and you are able to like build up your base. So be it aesthetics or be it like things that will help you out. For example, I eventually unlocked the ability to create items or create parts for the cradle or weapons, and then I unlocked the ability to repair my gear, which is very important. So there's also this aspect of like, oh, you go get the materials, not just for the mission, but to be able to upgrade your base, which will help you out in the long term. There are, of course, some of the upgrades are just visual aesthetic upgrades, but there's also important upgrades that will help you in the long run. And I think that's pretty much the gist. You get missions, you sort out, you go in, you don't have to even follow the mission, you just sort out and like find stuff. That's an interesting thing about this game. Is an extraction shooter, so you are able to find interesting weapons. Like I was roaming around, I managed to find like this rail gun, and at the same time I also managed to find like parts for my mech. I do appreciate one thing. So this game has like boxes or chests that you can get stuff from, but at the same time, items can be scattered around. Like you go inside a building and there's like a open box for some reason. And a lot of times in these games, like sometimes there's not necessarily anything, but if you actually get close, there can be items inside those boxes or inside like those containers, be it ammo, be it mines, be it, repair kits. So I think that's pretty cool that they did that. It makes it a bit more worthwhile to actually go inside places and not just focus on, I need to look for chests or I need to look for highlighted items, because there can be items inside a container or inside like a box if I just go and look for it. Now, as I said before, there is an element of PvP. So there's the PvE aspect. So there's going to be the Enders, which are these alien creatures that you're going to meet around. They are roaming around the area. They will attack you. And then you will have the PvP aspect, which is you will encounter other players playing the game. Officially, as currently, I don't know if this can change further in the game because this is a beta. It does state that it is not recommended for you to attack other players. So it is recommended for you to either help them out, but not to attack them. Because if you attack them, eventually the association that you're in will kick you and you are not going to get any more missions, which the missions help you get more money, and you're going to get a bounty, and eventually like the other players will hunt you down for the bounty. So it's an interesting concept in the sense where I am wondering if that's just a gist, or maybe further down the game could there be an association that recruits you if you are a player killer. So it kind of balances out, because with the game right now, it doesn't encourage you to hunt other players, because I think there's more of a loss than a gain. But if there's like an association that will take you in and it's like, oh, you hunt players, perfect, like, and they can give you quests related to that, I think it could create like a nice mix and balance of like people choosing if they want to focus on the PvE or be more PvP. As I said before, it's alright. Like, the combat isn't as highlightable for me. And like I said, extraction games are 50-50 for my taste, for what I like. So maybe this could be for you, so you're gonna love it. Or maybe you don't like extraction games. So I'm still a lot up in the air. There hasn't been necessarily something that grabs me 100%. It makes me say, yes, I'm gonna get this game right now. So as I said before, I mentioned that there were two factors that I think can make or break the game. The first one is, do you enjoy extraction shooters? And the first point is more a personal preference. So it's going to be up to individuals, and it's going to be up to how much it sells, because it's going to be up to if people like the game or not. The second factor, I think, is going to be very important, and this can make or break the game, which is the servers. Right now, this is a beta. One of the biggest things with the beta is they're testing the servers to make sure that things run smooth and the game is able to handle the amount of players. So far, and I want to believe this is, the servers are not that great. A lot of times where you're engaging enemies, there is a delay. It takes a while to know if they're dead or not, so you don't know if you should keep shooting or not. You end up wasting bullets, which, again, this game is very important on your resources, and you're wasting resources because the game is just rubber banding and doing whatever it wants, because the servers are not operating properly. So I've had a lot of moments where I'm shooting and there's kind of like a delay before the ender dies. Enemies don't appear in my map or don't appear near me, but then I turn around and they're there, just running, stuck in items. Sometimes like I get stuck, and because like there's like a problem with the server, I'm like in an area just constantly shivering and wobbling. I had a moment where as I was extracting, the extraction kind of like, it's an elevator, so the elevator reaches above, but instead of opening up, it's like a building that pops out. So if you're standing on top of it, it's gonna shoot you up. It kind of shoot me up a bit, and I was like, gonna get down. But for some reason, there was a moment of problem with the server, and it ended up shooting me so high that when I landed, I also couldn't control the landing. It damaged my cradle and left me with 1 health. So I almost lost that mission because of that stupid incident with the server. And this is the stuff that I feel it's gonna make or break the game, because this is an extraction game. Resource management is very important, and you wasting resources because there's a problem with the servers is gonna get annoying. You dying because there's a problem with the server is gonna get annoying, because remember, you die, you lose your items. So I feel if the servers crap themselves out, this is going to be atrocious for a game that is in this genre. Now, as I said, this is a beta. That's the whole point of the beta, but I'm still concerned because we live in an era where the whole point of a beta test or a stress test or a technical test was stress the servers so that when the game comes out, servers work fine. But a lot of times multiplayer games, sadly, even with their betas, they release and the servers do have problems. So I'm still a bit concerned in the server aspect of this game, even with the betas. If the servers manage to work well, I think the game could do potentially fine. If the servers crap out and they don't fix it quickly, it's gonna hurt the game, because who wants to play an extraction shooter where the loot is important and you just constantly die or there's constantly problems that risk you a lot because the servers keep crapping out. So I think it's going to be very important, that aspect. Some minor concerns that I have is camera. Sometimes the camera just goes crazy on you depending on where you are. When you're firing, the camera becomes a bit wobbly. I do understand that they're trying to do the effect of recoil, so it wouldn't feels like you recoil, but like, for example, one of the machine guns that I use, it just goes insane, the camera, and it's just a frigging annoyance. I understand you want to simulate that there is recoil, but the camera just wobbles so much. So I'm really hoping they tone that down. I will try to check options and see if there's something there, but I do think if there isn't an option, either add the option or tone the wobbling down. Like, you can do recoil, or you can make the recoil happen without the need of having the camera wobble like crazy. So yeah, I mean, that's so far. Otherwise the video is going to be too long. My impressions, it's alright. There's a lot of factors that will make or break the game as we progress to whenever this game is released. From my understanding, there's no release date. As long as they take their time, and when the game releases, the servers are in an okay state, or they do well, I think it's going to be alright. That's just my thoughts after playing the beta. As always though, it's not just about me. What are your thoughts, guys? This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.